is time. It is time to brew your best beer.
The 2016 SJPorr Challenge is dedicated to your friend and ours, Paul Wickstein. Brought to you by Brewcraft USA, iMake, Gladfield Malting, Yakima Valley Hops, The Grain Bill, Brewers Exchange, Cake Kingdom Homebrew Supply, Hiraki Homebrew, and a special thanks to our silver sponsors.
Hey, what's up, BrewTubers? All right, my final SJPorr challenge review. So this one here I've saved for last is the chocolate caramel oatmeal milk stout. So that is 32 Romeo 53 Papa 75 Victor. This is a 3.2% ABV sessionable milk stout. Looked a little bit online. It's got cacao nibs thrown into the secondary, and caramel flavoring was put into the cake. So should be chocolatey and caramelly, which is not a bad combination. All right, let's go ahead and crack into this thing. All right, get a pour. Poured a little on my sheet. Stop it right there. All right. Looking at the just looking at the beer, it looks it's a really pretty beer. It's got about a half finger tan I would say, yeah, tan head on it. Different size bubbles. It's starting to disperse, so it's going down kind of quickly, which is normal for a stout. Color is pretty dark. You can kind of see some hints of brown at the bottom and the top of the glass, but it's for the most part pretty dark brown. Not quite black, but pretty close. So yes, nice looking beer. The head is almost gone now, and let's go ahead for a nose. So it smells like a Nestle Quick chocolate mix. So I get the equal parts of the chocolate and the caramel. So yeah, I mean literally it smells. If you remember back in the day, the little can with the round top that you used to make the Nestle Quick chocolate milk, that's what it smells like to me. So what else needs to be said? It doesn't smell like beer. It smells like Nestle Quick. So. All right, let's go ahead and go in for a taste. Cheers. Not exactly what I was thinking. Honestly, because it was a milk stout, I was expecting some of that residual sweetness from the lactose to kind of be there to make it a lot sweeter than it is. It almost tastes more like a porter than a stout. I would say it's closer to a dry stout, I guess. Yeah, if I had to characterize this, I wouldn't call it a milk stout. I mean, it's probably a milk stout because it's got lactose in it, but in my opinion, it should probably have a lot more. So it's closer to a dry stout than a milk stout. The good thing about it is I'm not getting the astringency and the harsh bitterness you normally get sometimes with using these dark grains. So however they did it, good job. I didn't get any excessive bitterness on this or that really burnt kind of harsh burnt kind of flavor that you typically get with a lot of folks making stouts and porters. This doesn't have that, but it's not quite as rich. The mouthfeel seems kind of thin. And like I said, it's a little more on the dry side, not so much sweet side, which you would expect in a milk stout. So let me take a few minutes and take some sips of this, get my thoughts together, and then I'll come back. Okay, I'm back. All right, so I've had some time to, sip on this thing and think about it a little bit. And as it warmed up, actually I kind of got a little bit of a tartness. Yeah, a slight tartness on the middle and the finish, which is strange, and a little bit of astringency popped up when it got a little warmer. So, just going out there on a limb, a couple of things I would if I had to critique about this beer is, one, I think that for a milk stout, the brewer probably should have used a little more lactose, or potentially mash at a higher temperature to get more body and get more of the kind of sticky flavor out of the malt. It seems closer to a dry stout to me than a milk stout. And it'd be okay as a dry stout, but with that kind of tartness, which I'm not really sure what's causing that. So I don't really have a descriptor for the tartness of what I think might have happened, because it's kind of hard to guess if it's a stout and a milk stout. I don't know. I'm not really sure what caused it. It's kind of strange, actually. But anyway, so yeah, I think maybe a higher mash temperature and a little more lactose might have made this thing a little thicker, sweeter on the finish, and might have hidden that sourness at the end. The other thing is, it was a pretty beer. Has a nice color. The head, was a little thin, but that's okay for a stout. The carbonation was perfect on this thing. It had a little bit of a thin mouthfeel. It wasn't quite as rich as you would expect in a milk stout, although it is a session beer, so you can't really knock it that much for that. Overall, I just kind of missed the mark just a bit. And again, you read that word milk stout, you're expecting some kind of rich, sweet, and it just wasn't there. It's a good, if someone told me this was a dry stout, a flavored dry stout, I'd be like, yeah, that's exactly what it is. But it still has a little bit of that kind of tartness, which is kind of weird. So, but overall, it's a very good beer. The brewer obviously knows how to ferment, because I didn't have any kind of phenolics or esters or anything that weren't that wasn't supposed to be there. I didn't detect any flaws in the fermentation or anything. So yeah, it's a last beer that I have, so I'm gonna take the next few minutes and enjoy this, and guess I got to start uploading all my scores into the database now. So good luck to the brewer who brewed this 32 Romeo 53 Papa 75 Victor chocolate caramel oatmeal milk stout. Good beer. Good luck to all my fellow competitors in the competition, and hopefully I get to do some more of these tastings in the next round. Cheers.